Suspended FIFA President Sepp Blatter and the European soccer boss Michel Platini have both been banned from soccer for 8 years by the Ethics Committee of football's global governing body. The pair, who were also fined, had been suspended for 90 days in October, while an investigation was carried out into a $2 million payment by FIFA to Platini in 2011. The decision, which comes as a corruption scandal swirls around FIFA, means that Blatter's 17 years at the helm of the World Soccer Body will end in disgrace and spells the end of Platini's hopes of replacing the 79-year-old Swiss in a presidential election in February. The ethics inquiry began in the wake of the Swiss Attorney General's decision to open criminal proceedings against Blatter over the payment to Platini. The office is also investigating the award of the 2018 and 2022 World Cup finals to Russia and Qatar. Let's get more now on this developing story, and I'm joined on the line by CCTV's Dan Williams. He's joining me from Madrid. Dan, both Mr. Platini and Sepp Blatter have been heavily punished. What does this particularly mean, though, for each of the men?
Yes, well, right now, both now banned from all football activity, and it's a fairly inglorious end to both of their careers, their long careers in football and football administration. For Sepp Blatter, of course, he spent 40 years at FIFA, and he obviously, since 1998, as the president. And who would have thought that back in May, when he was being re-elected for a fifth term, that it would end in this manner? That even though those arrests that occurred just before that FIFA Congress, I don't think too many people thought that it would end with FIFA themselves banning their president. And this is really such a significant year in FIFA's history. For Michel Platini, of course, given that Sepp Blatter was already stepping down from his duties, for Sepp Blatter it's one thing, but for Michel Platini it's something else. He, of course, had designs on the FIFA presidency itself. He was the front runner following Sepp Blatter's announcement that he would be suddenly stepping down. And now that, of course, is very much under question. They can, of course, appeal these bans, and there's also the potential of a court of arbitration for sport. But as it stands right now, both of these people are banned from all football activity, and of course this is a devastating end in a way to the...
Well, we're going to leave it there, Dan, for the moment, as we are now crossing over to live pictures from Zurich, where Sepp Blatter is currently addressing the media.
It's a good day for me or for FIFA. This would be totally wrong. Thank you for coming to this press point that finally is a press conference with such a great audience. The last time we had a lot of audience here was in the same room, was at the presentation of the candidates for the World Cup 2010, with one personality who was sitting here, Mr. Mandela. Mr. Mandela was speaking about humanity. And humanity is where we are in our world. In our world of football, in our world of the geopolitical situation, and humanity needs or has no other signification than respect each other. Human beings to be respected. And I say that because celebrate humanity through football was the slogan of the World Cup 2010 and was created by this great humanist, Nelson Mandela. I say that today here because I just received a little bit later than you, and this is a question I put somewhere, why the media are informed before the persons directly involved or accused But this is not a question that we are going to debate anyway. We are not in a debate. Sorry that I speak English, but I think the majority of the audience here, they understand at least my English, which is based on a specific footballistic.
Well, that is suspended FIFA President Sepp Blatter reacting to his suspension there from Zurich. Well, he has been banned together with the European soccer boss Michel Platini from soccer for 8 years by the Ethics Committee of the football's global governing body. The pair were also fined and had been suspended for 90 days in October, while an investigation was carried out into a $2 million payment by FIFA to Platini as well in 2011. We can now return to CCTV's Dan Williams. He's on the line for us in Madrid. Dan, just to continue on that conversation as Sepp Blatter is reacting to his ban there, does the Ethics Committee's verdict likely now, is that likely to have any impact though on the ongoing corruption cases facing other FIFA officials?
Well, this is a bit of a question. Directly, probably not, in the way that this is a separate thing from the FIFA Ethics Committee itself. It's not linked in any way, of course, to the ongoing investigations by Swiss authorities and by the US authorities, which, of course, led to those arrests back in May that began this kind of set of dominoes tumbling down that we've seen, these incredible scenes of having FIFA executives after FIFA executives arrested, extradited, etc. Whereas this is obviously the FIFA Ethics Committee showing that it has teeth, showing that they can go to the very top dogs if they believe there has been something that they are unhappy with, something that's untoward according to them. But of course, indirectly, it may well have some kind of impact. Of course, we know that this whole payment, this gentleman's agreement, it's come from interviews, come from the announcement from Sepp Blatter himself. And of course, it could be that with more people, with more dominoes falling down, that this could impact on the investigations, that further information could be presented, further information offered up. But certainly that would be more indirectly. And I'm sure, though, that the investigators in both Switzerland and the USA are watching this very closely to see whether any further information comes forth.
All right, Dan Williams joining us there on the line from Madrid. Sepp Blatter's 17-year helm at the World Soccer governing body FIFA appears all but effectively over after he was banned for 8 years from all football-related activities by FIFA's own ethics committee. UEFA Chief Michel Platini's bid to succeed Blatter as FIFA's president in the February 26th election is now likely ended as well after he was also handed a similar ban. Ethics judges ruled that Blatter broke FIFA Code of Ethics rules on conflicts of interest, a breach of loyalty and offering gifts. The latest development adds to the crisis in FIFA, which has seen US prosecutors indicting 27 current or former soccer officials, including 8 former FIFA Executive Committee members, over allegations that they ran bribery schemes connected to the sale of television rights for soccer competitions. 12 people and 2 sports marketing companies have been convicted.